What's going on, everyone? Welcome back into the channel. So we got some really positive Green Bay Packers news this morning after that horrible loss yesterday. It's good to get some good news the morning after, and that is that the Packers have signed Rashan Gary to a contract extension. The Packers and star pass rusher Rashan Gary have agreed to terms on a 4-year, $96 million extension in new money, $107,532,706 overall, with a signing bonus of $34.6 million. The former first rounder has recovered nicely from an ACL tear and is one of the league's most disruptive defenders. And this is obviously awesome news. I've been saying this for pretty much the entire season, that the Packers need to resign Rashan Gary before it's too late. He has been probably the best and most consistent defender on this defense this year, even though he's been on a pitch count for the start of it. He's been starting to get more snaps as the year has gone on, which we'll take a look at. We'll dive down into his stats and all that, and PFF and pressures and everything of that sort, just to look at how his year has gone so far compared to the other players around the league. Now that he's one of the highest paid players, we'll also look into that as well and how he compares contractually with other edge defenders. But I'm super happy the Packers got this done. This was an extremely high priority on my list for the Packers to get done. Although things aren't going great right now and the Packers are a 2-5 football team, you know, when you look towards the future, 2025 and onwards, you want Rashan Gary on this football team, and now he's tied with the Green Bay Packers through 2027. So taking a look into his actual contract, shout out Ken Ingalls here on Twitter. He pretty much put a nice layout of Rashan Gary's full contract through 2027, and that it is actually cheaper than most would expect. Since a lot of people thought Rashan Gary would be looking for top 3 edge money, he actually comes in at number 5 in terms of contract of all edge players. And as we see here, the breakdown is done really nicely. We see in 2023, right now, his salary cap at $11.8 million. It only jumps up to $15.9 million in 2024, so very manageable there. It jumps up every year, so it's a backloaded contract, of course. In 2025, $23.9 million. In 2026, $26.4 million. And in 2027, $29.4 million. So honestly, yes, I agree. This is very affordable and cheaper than I expected Rashan Gary to get paid, and I'm very happy with this current deal. Looking at the other edge contracts around the league, if you take Rashan Gary's new deal, a 4-year, $96 million deal, that's $24 million average per year. We see Nick Bosa's getting $34 million. So that's $10 million less than Nick Bosa. And I remember getting some comments saying Rashan Gary's going to want Nick Bosa money. And I never thought that was going to be the case, nor would I think the Packers would give Rashan Gary $34 million annually. TJ Watt at $28 million a year. Joey Bosa, 27. Myles Garrett at 25, Khalil Mack and Max Crosby both at 23.5. So Rashan Gary fits right in around these two, and I'd have to say that's kind of where I saw him fitting in. Rashan Gary's been a great piece of this defense, super disruptive, one of the best edge rushers in the league, and I think he got paid accordingly. All right, so now let's dive into Rashan Gary's stats, PFF grades, pressures, and all that, and how it compares with the league. But before we do that, I want to remind you guys there is one more day to enter in this signed Jordan Love Packers jersey. Thank you to Mojo Fantasy. So if you haven't entered already, simply go click the link down below, download the Mojo Fantasy app, an awesome app that combines player stocks and player props. You create a portfolio. The better your portfolio performs, the more money you make. And you also get a 100% deposit match using my link down below. It's a win-win. You'll get entered in this Jordan Love signed jersey. I'll announce the winner tomorrow on my community page, so go download Mojo Fantasy. All right, so now bringing up the PFF screen, we're going to sort this first by overall defensive grade on edge players. And we see Myles Garrett at the top, Nick Bosa, DeMarcus Lawrence. Now we go down Rashan Gary to number 11. Now this is on overall PFF grade, so take that as you will. Doesn't carry too much weight, but we see Rashan Gary here at number 11 with an 88.1. More importantly, he has been on a pitch count. So you see every single player above him has more total snaps, significantly more total snaps. But the difference here is Rashan Gary is very close in pressures with all of these guys, and even sacks, has more sacks than a lot of these guys, has more pressures than some of these guys with a lot less snaps. So his pressure and sack ratio to how many snaps he's playing is significantly higher than a lot of these guys. As we see here, pressures, Rashan Gary has 26. That's more than Van Ginkel's 21. That's more than DeMarcus Lawrence's 21. Now, everyone else has a little bit more than him, but again, they played a lot more than him. Rashan Gary's 5 sacks here that we highlight. That's more than Hutchinson's 4, more than Van Ginkel's 4. The same as Micah Parsons, more than DeMarcus Lawrence and Nick Bosa. And again, that's with a lot less snaps. And if we sort it by pressures, he actually ranks 19th in the league with his 26 total pressures. But if we see every single person above him, besides Bryce Huff, who has the same amount of snaps and even more pressures with 34, so very impressive there, but everyone outside of Bryce Huff above Rashan Gary in pressures has a lot more snaps than him, just showcasing how efficiently Rashan Gary gets towards the quarterback. If we bring up his individual profile, we'll see week 1 he only had 12 snaps, then it went up to 22, then 23, then back to 20, then to 30, and then 2 weeks ago against Denver, up to 40 snaps. We'll see what his snap count was yesterday against the Minnesota Vikings. I would assume it was slightly higher or right around that 40 mark, and he'll continue to get more snaps to where he's right around that 60 to 65% of snaps, like the typical starting edge player is on the Packers defense. So again, super happy that the Packers got this done, and for what looks like a very affordable deal, now Rashan Gary is going to be signed through his 20s up until 29 when he's in his prime for a very affordable deal. And as the years go on and Rashan Gary still making under $30 million a year as one of the better defenders in the league, it's going to look like an even better and better contract when other edge defenders around the league get more money as the salary cap goes up. And I think in a couple of years, we're going to be looking at this deal and saying that was a steal. So I want to hear your thoughts down in the comments below, what you think of this contract. I don't know if there'll be anyone that's upset about this contract. They didn't overpay for him, in my opinion. He's one of our better defenders. He's one of the best edge defenders in the league, and he deserved this contract, and I'm happy he's now tied to the Packers through 2027. But that about does it for this video. I appreciate you guys coming by. If you do happen to be a new viewer and want more Packers news, analysis, and updates every single day, you can find it all here right on this channel, everything Green Bay Packers, so go down and click subscribe. But I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Pack Go.